Hello everyone, hello YouTube. This is Felipe, o gato de salto, and I'm here in the apartment that I got to be here in the Martinique. Many people watched my Instagram videos and saw that I had a show here in the Martinique in full costume, and immediately I started receiving questions like, Felipe, how do you travel with your entire costume? How do you pack? How do you transport your feathers? So I have to admit, as soon as I started dancing samba and my costume started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, I thought, how am I going to transport all of this to another place? So I knew when I ordered my costume, this is very important, when I ordered my costume, I knew that I wanted to be able to transport it easily. So I made sure that the atelier which did my costume was able to do it in a way that I could easily disassemble the entire costume. So I basically had top and bottom, that's not a problem. Shoes, not a problem. But the backpack wings, for example, I asked them to build it in a way that I could basically pull them apart, separate the feathers, and that's really very, very important when you're traveling with your costume. If you buy a costume online, for example, and you don't know whether you can disassemble the backpack wings, then, darling, I'm afraid you are. But if you do have the chance to order your costume from an atelier somewhere, or make them yourselves, I don't know, make sure you build it in a way that you can actually pull things apart to make your packing easier. Another thing that used to concern me a lot was like feathers. How can I go through customs or through security with the feathers? Is it even allowed? Now, I know that in continental Europe, within the Schengen territory, you can take the feathers as a hand luggage item. I will show you how I do that. But I haven't risked trying to take those feathers to another continent or to an island, because islands and other continents might have stricter legislations about what they allow in or not. So, I was like, well, maybe taking them in the hand luggage is not a good idea after all, because, they can see. Maybe I'll take my chance and put them in my bag. So for that, I usually prefer to have a square suitcase. It doesn't have to be a hard case one, but a square suitcase, because I feel it gives more structure and more protection to your costume and your feathers. But I don't have one right now. So I had to make do with what I have, which is a big duffel bag like this. This one is from Kipling, and it has a very, very nice structure. Also a very nice structure down here. And I'm going to show you how I pack my costume. So here I have the bulkier item that I have to pack, which is my disassembled backpack wings. This is the structure for the feathers. This is the backpack itself. So I managed to put one inside the other, and I cover them like this. And this is the bulkier item I have to pack. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in first. Now I'm putting it sideways, so the hard structure of the backpack is on the side, protecting whatever is inside. Now I have here my headpiece that I also managed to put it inside a separate bag, and I'm going to go ahead and put it inside the backpack wing. So now that backpack wing and headpiece is inside my luggage, I still have in the middle a hollow place. This is where my feathers are going to go. Salgueiro, na sutileza dos seus versos, todo o encanto do universo e da divina criação, mistérios da... Okay, let's focus. Alright, so here I have about 200 white ringneck feathers, countless rooster tail feathers, and about 300 long gold pheasant feathers. So of course I'm going to start with the big ones first. Now, what you should know is that these are real feathers, and in Brazil we say that they cry, so they fall in one side, you see, like these ones fall on this side, these ones fall upwards, but they are flexible, they can bend, you see. Now, there is a structure to your feather. Of course, I'm not going to bend it in the opposite way because this will break your feather, but if you fold it in a natural way, you see, they're very bendable, they're very flexible. So what I do, if I know I'm going to be spending, let's say, a bit more than 12, 13 hours in a plane, I know that that's okay. I haven't tried longer. So what I do, I get my structure, which is made of felt, and I fold it halfway through. And now this here is very bendable. You see, I'm not going to force it still, but you can see that it kind of gets very, very small. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, something that do destroy your feathers is actually rubbing them against all the little parts, like what happened here at the end of my fan. This was due to a costume, you know, that was basically rubbing on another part. But this is what's going to destroy your feathers. For this reason, I prefer to envelop all the feathers, to wrap them around a big scarf, or in this case I have a woolen towel, a towel made of wool, and I like to wrap them around to make sure that nothing is going to rub on them and destroy them. So I basically, I get the feathers, they are both together here, fold them in the middle, hug them, hi babies, like this. Then I get the scarf, woolen towel, or whatever it is, and place it on top of it. There you go. Now, here are my feathers, my packed feathers, and I can still bend them together if necessary. Now, this definitely fits in my bag. First, I'm going to put in my Salgueiro costume bag. And before putting in the suitcase, let me go ahead and put the other feathers inside, the ones that are smaller. Now, these are ringneck feathers. They are more rigid, but still, they are very bendable. You know, you can get this inside a suitcase easily. So these are my pack of feathers. The blue ones, the most expensive ones, I know where their structure is, and this is what I have to protect the most. So I'm going to go ahead . There you go. It did take basically all of my suitcase, but there's still a lot of space left around, and that is where I'm going to put the rest of my things. Onianda Roseira, thank you for this amazing shoe bag. My shoes are inside. Ta-da! So all of my costume is packed here. My feathers are inside. I basically put fluffy clothes all around my costume and my feathers. The big structure, the hard structure is here. Still, it's very flexible, still. And I know that the feathers are in the middle, so I feel that my feathers are safe. And now I can travel. I've seen people do it differently. I saw people flatten 2 big cardboard boxes and put the feathers opened in the middle and take it as a hand luggage. I saw other people who basically got pipes, like thick pipes, and folded their fans as well and stuck it inside and then put the piece of pipe in the bag. There are different ways of doing this. I think that this way suffices for me. I feel that my feathers are safe and are going to make it beautifully onto the next destination. Now, what is important is whenever you arrive at your final destination, that you immediately open the feathers and let them, how can I say, open up and put them upwards so they can fall and get into their natural form again, which is something natural for feathers. We can't forget that we're dealing with feathers. It's just like hair, you know. If you put it all together, it's going to be all cramped, but if you sort of take it out, burst it, not in case of the feathers, but you can just go with your hand through it and let it be, it will assume its natural form. Natural format. So it's very important to do that when you arrive. Alright, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment to let me know how you pack your costumes and your feathers. Maybe I can share this to the rest of the Samba world. And I see you next time with another video about our amazing Samba world.